Hello everybody, welcome to Cause and Effect, a show about VTES. This is part 2 of episode 8. Yes. And if you have missed the first part, I suggest that you double back and watch it before watching this part, because you're probably gonna reference things that we talked about in the first part in the second part, so you won't be as confused if you watch the first part first. Anywho, today we're talking about mind rape. And later on, we are going to have our first deck clinic session. And that's going to be really awesome. But first, we have another example for you guys on mind rape. Adam, bring us in.
Right. We're looking at a deck I played during RoboCon 2008, possibly?
9?
8, 9? 8, 9. Never mind.
9.
9? Okay. 9? Never mind. Right, so this is supposed to be an example of when you're playing few mind rapes in a deck and how it's still beneficial. I'm not sure we should present the deck too much. It's govern gun chain starting with Gabriel Drighetti and which uses second tradition and obedience to avoid combat reactively and mirror walk to avoid combat actively.
Yeah.
But basically it's a bleed deck.
Right, yeah.
It's a bleed deck that's afraid of combat.
Yeah, but it does not include any the cards that we use said combo as well with mind rape. We talked about Abactor and Heidelberg and lots of votes, especially banishment. Let's see, do we have anything else it doesn't include? Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. But it's still a good card. But you use it a bit differently in a deck like this.
If I may interrupt here, this is actually, if you start searching for mind rape on the tournament winning deck card, this is the most common way of using mind rapes. 1, 2, or 3 of them in an otherwise dominate high cap bleed deck.
Go on, Adam. How do you use when you get mind rape on your hand with this deck? What do you think about and how do you use it?
It's a one-shot thing for this deck. So when you play it, you normally want to get an oust or use it as a really crucial defense. Say you have Nangilavir as a predator and he wants to rush you and you only have one guy or whatever. So mostly it's for vote lock, since I have 2 parity shifts and having a parity shift for 5 is quite strong, but I don't have that much votes in the deck, so gaining vote lock is a good thing. Or if your prey has one untapped guy, if you have Anarchov Make and Misdirection and you've used both of them and still has one tapped guy, and you're quite sure it's not playing with wakes, which is normally the case if you have 4 untapped guys. Then you can use it to tap them and oust, or you just use them to remove a deflector. If your prey has only one guy that can deflect, which is what happened during the finals that I won with this deck. There's only one guy with dominate. I mind rape him. Next turn, he does not have that guy during his minion phase. He has no minions that can deflect. No matter how many wakes or bounces he has, he cannot deflect because the minion is mine.
So when you're using mind rape like this, in a slight way of the deck, you really use it as the full capacity of the card that is so versatile, because you can, as we have mentioned before, you can bleed with it, you can take over guys. It's a lot of different things. You can tap out someone with it, and because you can use it very versatile when you slice it. It's that big issue, right?
Yeah, it's very versatile. And if you're in a situation where it's not mind rape is not a use, the cost of having 2 mind rapes instead of 2 governs, it's worth it, because every now and then you probably just bleed with the mind rape, and that's fine. Cost 1 additional blood, and that's it.
Yeah. Any more to add, Adam?
No, it's pretty non-dramatic. Use mind rape, whatever is useful, and it will win you some games that you wouldn't have won without it. So it's really a good add.
Yeah.
For that.
If one wants to try the mind rape strategy out, I suggest starting in this end of the line. Start by slight playing mind rapes.
Okay. Before we go on, lead mind rape. We should have a few words about how to play against mind rape and how to psychologically prepare yourself to get your vampire stealed. Adam, what's your take on this?
I normally try to damage control, because you will lose guys probably, or you will definitely lose actions, probably a lot of them. So it's like damage control. If there's guys in torpor over the table, you might rescue them, so it's impossible to diabolize them, for instance, and try to transfer a lot of guys at the same time. Maybe not applicable that often, but it's what I said earlier. If you do a little bit of damage, that's a lot for a deck that packs mind rape as defense. So just stick in there, be dog-headedly. Is it called like that? Is that? Bull-headed.
Yeah, bull-headed.
Dog-headed.
You're
the dog-head. It's
you have to make up your mind how you're supposed to deal with it. Because a deck that stacks a lot of actions and trick drives and master slots and stealth will have problems with drawing the right cards in the right direction, the right situation. So if you don't play a blocking strategy, do not ever block. It's very tempting, I know, to block a mind rape that's coming your way, because it's at 0 stealth. So it's so very tempting to block it, because for revenge or whatever the reason is, just don't.
Yeah.
And if you do play Ice of Argus, that's a very good card.
Yeah.
So, but make up your strategy. How are you supposed to deal with this? And you probably need to get the table going with you. Argue that the mind rape deck is dangerous, because most of the time it is.
Yeah. Okay. Any last thoughts on mind rape, or should we move on?
I love mind rape.
Adam?
I like mind rape.
I think it's okay.
No, you do.
I have no strong feelings one way or the other.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel about mind rape. This concludes the mind rape section of our show, and now we are going to have our clinic. So, Adam, do you have what's happening right now?
Right. Should we talk about the deck a bit?
Yeah, you should take it up. Do you have it in the deck builder?
I have fragment, but I can only show crypt and library separately. But it's Janne Lundqvist. One of his what's it called? Suggestions.
Yeah, he sent quite a few different deck lists to us.
Yeah.
And this is one iteration of his deck called Riffraff. Should I read what he wrote?
Yeah. Read it out loud.
He says, this is a somewhat toolboxy deck, but the main idea is to bleed a metric shitload with Paul Corwood and make sure his is intercepted. Originally, there are a lot of perfect clarities in the deck, and he states that Infernal Pact is for obfuscate on Paul, and Monocular Clarity is to find out whether or not your player plays with Arcane Investigation, or if he's able to bounce at the start of each turn.
Yeah, so what can we devise from that? He's very afraid of Arcane Investigation.
Perfect Clarity, Arcane Investigation, and bounces. He wants to bleed at stealth for a metric shitload, and and don't get bounced.
Okay. Adam, why did we decide on this deck? We got a lot of your decks in, actually. It's really fun, and it's awesome that so keep sending decks. We won't be able to clinic them all, but we will try and get around to a few of them at least. So Adam, why did we choose this one to start with?
Right, it's a quite common or standard way of playing, bleeding a metric shift load. That's quite common that you want to do that. In some point, most decks will want to do that. And it's a 90 card deck, so that means we will practice the method of slimming. I don't know, it's mostly that, I think. We like Paul Caldwell as well. He's like a group 4 counter.
Yeah. And of course, I mean, we thought that it would be a nice deck to start with, because it has a lot of the I wouldn't say the mistakes, but difference, a whole different approach to deck building than we practice in our group. So it will be a good example for how when we come in from something so different and take it through our system and then show what the result will be. If you guys are with me.
Yes. I think we should start with the library.
Okay. I think okay. Well, let's start. But everyone's. Sorry.
Maybe we should talk about more generally first.
Yeah, like what kind of deck does he want to have, and what should it be able to do, and with what?
It seems like it's supposed to be the metric sheet load with Paul Caldwell, and he states that we can modify however much we want.
Yes. Okay, so Paul Caldwell is, and the crypt, as we discussed earlier, is what we're going to focus on.
Okay, yeah. And I feel like we should try to focus it more to dominate and thaumaturgy, stealth, and
Auspex for a slight block.
And I think we can actually keep the obfuscate in the deck. I think it's possible to do that. If he wants more stealth, I think that's possible. So if you're up for it, we can keep it in the deck.
The obfuscate.
Yeah, I think that's a wise choice.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Never mind. Should we start by removing some cards that really not a big part of the strategy, more like nice to have in some situations?
Yeah. And why do we do that? Hold on.
I think thaumaturgy, Auspex dominates, obfuscate is really versatile as it is. It doesn't need lots of other stuff that it already has. Like most deck strategies you can just oust straight up. And some deck strategies you can, for instance, use Magic of the Smith to get out of a pinch with. So I don't know. So maybe go out by action type, by card type, starting with actions. Is that?
Yeah. Let's start with actions.
So I feel like maybe Aaron Thebus, Blood of the Sabbat, Dominate Tyne, and Pulse of the Canale.
Yeah.
I'd probably remove Farm Mastery too, but that's a meta game choice.
Yeah, I think we should keep the Farm Mastery and take it maybe later on. Why do we remove Adam Thebus, Blood of the Sabbat? And let's start with Adam Thebus.
Adam Thebus is either you want to contest it if you play low caps, this deck doesn't, or you want it to be able to use it like a KRCG or something like that, and you're not a blocking deck, or at least not blocking that dedicated, and then I don't think that you actually want to waste an action in getting that.
Because we have 16 actions now, and only 5 govern down the line, and there's a lot of actions that doesn't go towards the goal, the bleed.
Yeah. Right. So, yeah.
And the Blood of the Sabbat.
I actually just think that's a straight up quite an inefficient card. It costs 1 blood. The next action you might be able to gain that blood back. The action after that you will have gained 1 blood. So that's 3 actions that gains you 1 blood. It's like 3 action hunt. I think it's really inefficient card. So it doesn't have much of a root.
Yeah, and Dominate Kind, I can't see why you want to steal a location.
Yeah. It has to be something really specific that you're afraid of, and I can't think of anything.
Yeah. And the bleeding part, I don't think is that strong. It's 2 blood to bleed +1/+1. They're like 1 bleed and 1 self. So I think it's a lot stronger to just have a govern, because the superior effect on govern is better than the superior effect on Dominate Kind. Even though you could argue that inferior Dominate Kind is nice. Okay. I don't think so, but
we'll take it away. Pulse of the Camille. This is like, as we see, he has 4 Pulse of the Camille. We used Pulse of the Camille very much when we began to play VTES. Why did we stop on them? And why don't we think it's a good card anymore?
I think that in a bleed deck, you will be able to afford to have enough of your bleed cards to bleed, with plus every single action. So like for this instance, in a Dominate deck, you will have enough govern down the line to bleed with govern down the line every single turn you want to bleed anyway. Then Pulse of the Canale is comparatively worse. If you're gonna bleed with govern anyway, you take 1 action to gain 2 bleed. Without govern, that's like a 3 time increase. With govern, that's a 40% increase instead. So it's comparatively worse if you're bleeding with govern every action, and it costs 1 action. It also makes you the prime target for bouncing, which normally means that you actually won't gain the plus bleed, because that will be the one that's bounced anyway. So
should we explain what Pulse of the Canal do, like, quick?
3 blood, superior, Auspex, you gain +2 bleed permanently. The inferior effect is moot.
Okay, we have 1 scouting mission and 2 revelations. What about them?
Scouting mission is a worse govern down the line, in my opinion. It costs 1 less blood, so if you have a real big issue with blood, but I don't think you will have this, because this is a deck that bleeds, that have bleeding minions between capacity 6 and 8, and you have the option of having blood gaining monsters. So in this deck, I'd say just scouting mission becomes a govern.
I have something else that's for the comparison of scouting mission govern, is that the govern gains you 1 more pool in your uncontrolled region, which will, when you transfer that minion out, be 1 more blood. Yeah. So in most cases you won't actually, the cost is moot, because you will gain that blood anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Of course, scouting mission is good in other decks, but Isak said, like, when blood is an issue, or you multi-act or something like this.
Yeah.
Now it's just...
Okay, so straight up more efficient. More blood in uncontrolled, more damage on your prey per action.
Yeah. Okay, so we have the revelations. I think we should keep them.
Yeah, it feels like they're part of the basic idea of the deck, not getting bounced as much and not getting archoned as much.
Yeah, because it feels like when he built this deck, like that's a big issue for him. And I mean, it's a good card. Some would argue that a bleed with govern would be a better choice, but it depends a little bit on how your playstyle is, and I think it's a really good card.
And the metagame.
Yeah,
if there is a lot of Archon investigations, you really don't. You can't afford to get 1 guy burnt. That's no problem. Second, depends on the situation. The third, impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, there's another benefit with revelations is that if you remove a bounce, that's like a bleed that would be bounced, but revelations has 1 stealth. Yeah. So it's like a stealth bleed in a way.
Yeah.
That's
not immediately like a stealth bleed, but in a way it's a stealth bleed.
Yeah, like if I would make a really focused blood bleed deck, I wouldn't have revelations in it, but this is not going to be so focused, because we're going to have some defections and other sorts. thingies, so we can keep them. So what are we down to right now in actions?
1 full mastery, 5 governs, and 2 revelations.
Okay. So should we make that section up before we go along, or should we keep on removing cards?
We can remove all the cards and see where we end up.
Yeah.
Like this. Yeah.
Okay. Masters? Or
I think the masters should have to go to 10 masters or below.
Yeah.
Yep.
First off, you only have 1 master phase action. This is 7 masters. Of course, there's 5 trifles, but still, I don't think you will have the master phase actions throughout a game to play all of them. So I'd remove Blood Doll, Elder Library, Golconda, Institution Hunting Ground, University Hunting Ground. That's the point of view.
Yeah. Okay. Obviously, we just realized we can't have like time to talk about each single card that we removed, because it's a 90 card deck and there's a lot of 1 cards. So, like generally, we are going to remove cards that don't fit the purpose of the deck. Yeah.
I should add something.
Yeah.
There's my deck builder does not support Lily's Blessing yet, so I've added a Lily Prelude, which is a Lily's Blessing. I think this is one of the cards that should be removed as well. Do you agree?
It's I don't know. I don't. It's such a card. You can have it in either deck, or you can't have it.
I think Coven is probably a better choice.
Yeah.
I think and Life in the City too.
Yeah, because gaining 3 blood with Lily's Blessing costs 1/2 pool and 2 master phase actions. And gaining 2 blood with the Coven costs 1 trifle master phase.
Yeah. Remove it.
Yeah.
So I feel like the blood might be an issue, so I would argue later on to add some blood gain, but
we'll take that later on.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we have in Masters now?
Removing I think the Blood Doll doesn't serve any purpose really in this deck. Right. I don't think you want to remove the blood from the vampires, and adding 1 blood to a vampire for the cost of 1 pool is not efficient enough.
No.
Do you see what I did? I removed the Master's Isaac Head.
Yeah.
So we're down to Giant's Blood, Infernal Pact, Jake Washington, Monastery Shadows, and 2 Secure Haven.
Okay, so we talk about Secure Havens. Is that a meta choice, or?
Yeah. Yeah, it's an obvious meta choice. If you are afraid of getting rushed, Secure Haven is the ultimate rush defense.
Mind Rape, if we want to talk about Mind Rape more.
Of course.
And Mind Rape and Spirit Marionette,
so
Mind Numb, and
we'll keep them in the spirit of the deck then.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on. We have removed some masters. We will probably add some more blood masters, blood gaining masters later on, and Pentix and such. Yeah. Okay. So this is we're moving on to the action modifiers.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like maybe we should refocus. This will come up in the crypt later, of course, as well, but refocus ourselves a bit. Decrease the amount of obviously itself cards and increase the amount of thaumaturgy itself cards.
Yeah, because he's playing with Infernal Pact as well.
Which means that he can get superior. Right?
Yeah. What's it called? The master where you can tap to search your library for a thaumaturgy card.
Spirit Summoning Chamber.
Yeah.
Might be a good addition too. Yeah.
So if you think about adding Spirit Summoning Chamber, we could add some more mirror walks as well.
Should we leave the action modifiers be for a moment and go to reactions instead? I feel like you need to watch the crypt to be able to determine how we're supposed to make the stealth and bleed package.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Let's do reactions.
Okay.
For me, obvious things that needs to go is Poison Pill.
Why is that?
Because Poison This might sound hard, but actually I think it's a really bad card.
It's like a bad delaying tactics.
Yeah. It ends probably when your predator plays a kind of pair shift to you, you will still take the damage. Of course, your predator will take it as well, but it doesn't really matter. And then it's so rare that your prey actually do big amount of vote damage to you.
Yeah.
And that's the only situation, I think at least, where it might be good. When you get to lose 3 pool and your prey also loses 3 pool, for instance. I'd rather play delaying tactics.
Yeah, so obviously take away poison pill. Redirect. Eluding on some Morpheus. We should put in a few My Enemy's Enemy and the telepathic misdirection.
Right. The reason why redirection should go is because you have Allspec, which is a better bounce card if you're gonna tap your guy. And if you don't want to tap, you have deflection for that. So,
of course.
Right. But should we add everything else later? Or
maybe we could just... okay.
I think so, because we've just removed so far, we haven't added anything.
Well, let that be for now.
And equipment. Grandmother is obviously a meta choice against top dogs, which I agree with if there is Magic of the Smith in the deck. Yeah. Because then it's quite easy to get it every single turn. If you every single game you face top dogs.
And of course we should add Magic of the Smith so we can take away 1 Heart Initiative.
Yeah, I think if you're going to play, I think you need to play Magic of the Smith in this deck.
Yeah.
But then we should remove 1 Heart Initiative just because 1 Heart and Magic of the Smith is enough.
Yeah.
And we keep the monocle since he seems to put that to use.
Yeah.
The spirit of the deck, we keep the monocle.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if I was trying to build a tournament deck or something like that, I would probably add a bowl or something like that for contesting and such. But the monocle is obviously like a better choice in his meta, or better. Different choice.
There are lots of equipment cards that you can add. If you have Magic in the deck, you can add equipment cards for lots of different reasons. Say, bow is 1, Ivory Bow is 1, Sniper Rifle is 1. But we can leave that to Janne if he wants to play the deck, and if he feels like he needs a Sniper Rifle, he can add it at that point.
Yeah, of course. Moving on to the allies. Just take them all away, or?
Yeah.
I see no reason for either of them.
Procurer is a really inefficient way of gaining blood.
Yes.
It's a 2 blood investment, so you have to wait 3 turns until you have gained 1 blood, and then it would have been the same as hunting. So on the 4th turn, you actually benefited from getting the Procurer.
Yeah, no, it's really bad. We talked a lot about the Procurers when it came out, and we tried using it in different decks, at least I did. Before we realized that it's a bad card.
It's not bad per se. It's not like you lose anything straight up. You don't gain as much. That's the point. A 12-turn game, you can't wait 4 of those 12 turns to gain something back. You have to have the benefit. You have to gain the benefit sooner, turn-wise.
Of course. Okay, Kindred Segregation.
That's just weird. If you're afraid of allies, you should play Formaster. It's a lot better to take them and use them for yourself than make the others pay for them. And you don't have the vote lock to the votes actually go through with it.
Yeah. So
I don't agree at all with Kindred Segregation.
Okay. I have nothing for the card. Adam.
No, I think it's really odd when you have Dominate as well. It benefits you a lot if you're able to steal them. So that's quite nice.
Okay, so take it away.
Alright. So end up at 61 cards now?
We haven't gone through the action modifiers yet.
Oh, right. Should we go to the crypt then first, or?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Maybe I'll filter vampires.
Can you show us the crypt?
Yeah, do you see it now?
I can't see it.
No. Now, thank you. So we have a group 3-4.
Yeah, and it seems quite nice. Ladislav is a really good vampire, and Paul is a really good vampire.
Yeah.
I think those two should be kept.
Yeah, you might want to add Preston Warwick.
Yeah, that's one of the vampires I thought about as a good obfuscate guy.
In general...
I think we should focus on Tremere clan discipline.
Yeah, I think we should take away to see the deals. Probably.
General Perfito Dios, Senna Durek, Matthew Romans, and Drusilla Euphema. It's probably good to remove.
All vampires without dominate.
Yeah.
Should go, I think.
Senna Durek has dominate, but I don't think she's good enough. She don't have any obfuscate and she don't have any thaumaturgy.
Yeah.
Right. She can see some uses, I think, but she's a defensive vampire, and this is not a defensive deck. You should rely on your reaction cards to stay alive.
Yeah.
You shouldn't need to use her special to stay alive.
Now you remove Marie.
Right. But she doesn't have dominate, so.
True. Fair enough.
I don't think she should be there.
Preston Warwick is a good choice.
I'll just filter 3-4 vampires, right?
Yeah, let's check out if anyone's obfuscate or specs dominate thaumaturgy. Shouldn't be like so much, right?
I think it's Preston Warwick and that guy, Paul Courtwood.
Yeah.
There are actually a lot of vampires. Preston is a really good vampire, so he's in. And you should probably not play any more 8 caps than Paul Courtwood for for Gun.
Yeah. We could have 4 8 caps in total. I think that's okay.
You can add one.
You can have a different 8 caps, but no more than 4 in total, I think.
Well, it is true. Wasn't it good?
Yeah, she's kind of good. Which has the same disciplines that we use, and she's...
Paul Courtwood is straight up better because of his special.
Yeah, so the only
reason is we can variate the 8 cap.
Like if you in some situation want to bring out Eric and Paul Courtwood in the same game, then there's an advantage in having both of them. But I don't see that happening, so I'm probably arguing for just having 4 Paul.
4 Paul.
Yeah, 4 Paul.
Okay. Yeah.
I'd say 2 Preston Warwick.
Yeah, he's a really good 7 cap. And this way also you have 6 vampires that have obfuscate, so you're more or less guaranteed to be able to play the obfuscate cards.
Yeah, that's good. It's really good, actually. So,
but I think maybe this is searching Susan Cadden.
Does she have thaumaturgy or
no? Inferior Auspex dominate obfuscate +1 bleed 7 cap might be an option. Dr. Douglas Netchert and Tony might be options.
I don't like Susan Cadden. She's a 7 cap without superior dominate, which means the govern chain stops at her if you bring her out. So I think that every vampire that's like cap 6, 7, or 8 should have superior.
Yeah.
Philippe Rigaud.
Does he have like a really bad drawback? Or
if they're all the vampires in Torpor that he may diabrite, he must diabrite them.
It could be really bad.
Could be. That is so true.
But I'm just filtering for the Trimmer clan disciplines now.
Treller Hardigan is also kind of baddish because inferior dominate.
Yeah. And he is a 7 cap.
Is there any reason for going 3-4? Can we go 4-5 maybe? Because both of Preston Warwick and Paul Courtwood is group 4. Actually,
is what's done group 5? He has obfuscate thaumaturgy to dominate.
Yeah.
Graham got
Graham. Yeah.
Oh, Graham.
Because now it's only Ladislas Toth that's group 3. So probably go 4-5.
Yeah, because...
Yeah, then you can change Ladislas for Graham.
Yeah, but is Graham better than Ladislas?
Yes. Both
are the defense better as well.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm up for that. I think that seems like a good idea. The title of both of them. And the only advantage of Ladislas is that he can receive Infernal Pact.
Yeah. But you have 4 Paul cardboards, so you're probably safe.
Yeah, but doesn't Infernal Pact give Superior?
Yeah.
Like immediately. So it's more efficient to put it on Ladislas.
Yes.
But we can probably find Trimeranti anyway. Right. Obviously it should probably be more valuable, like permanently, than to rely on Infernal Pact.
Yes. It's better to have disciplines on guys than in library.
Yeah. So I remove Ladislas and we go group 4-5.
Yes.
Graham is a good choice. I think we should probably be done with the cap 7s there.
Yeah.
But
I go up to 2 Graham and
2 Graham and 2-person work.
Yeah.
I think that's 1 too many.
Is it?
1 Graham, right?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. 1 Graham and 2-person work.
And then we go 5 vampires that are smaller than that, is it?
Hallin Bay is a very good choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hallin Bay, yes, he's a good choice. And Jefferson Foster, I think, is since you're gonna want to bounce with all specs. As it is now, it's only Paul that can bounce with all specs.
Yeah, we're gonna need some all specs, of course.
Okay, so Jefferson, probably Andrew Stewart.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about Andrew Stewart. His drawback seems like superficially really bad, but I played him in the deck we talked about earlier, the Tremere deck that I played in Ropicon, and I have 8 Mirror Walks in a 7-6 card deck. I've never ever had his drawback happen.
Okay, but it could happen, and what would be the consequences if it happened?
He'd be blocked probably and burn a blood.
Actually, you can plan for it. Like
so what is his drawback?
Right. Yeah. If you play a thaumaturgy card and you need to reveal your replacement card or the top card of your library before you replace, and if that is also a thaumaturgy card, the card is cancelled and Andrew burns 1 blood. So Mirror Walks and Magic of the Smiths will eventually be cancelled if you play them too often with Andrew Stewart. But since you have Obfuscate, you can use the Obfuscate stealth for Andrew Stewart and try to use the thaumaturgy stealth for the other vampires and try to get around. And of course you shouldn't use Magic of the Smith with Andrew Stewart if you have other actions available.
Yeah.
It's probably...
So just play smart, but it's a really good vampire.
Yeah, obviously. Cap 5 with those distances.
Yeah.
Should we add some 4 caps with Inferior Dominate and Inferior Obfuscate or Thaumaturgy? We have quite a few options.
Okay, but do we have anyone with all 3 of them?
Not that are 4 caps, no.
5 caps.
How are we for Superior Auspex?
Yeah, we might need more with Superior Auspex 5.
I really do need to see the crypt. I've lost track of what we actually have in the crypt.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm thinking about Frondata. She has Superior Auspex, Inferior Dominate, and Inferior...
I actually think she's a really good vampire.
Yeah.
She can bounce and she can stealth and she can bleed.
Yeah, but then we have enough. We have 7 different vampires with Superior Auspex.
Yeah.
And if we increase the amount of deflections to maybe 3 of them, I think it's enough.
Yeah.
And change some Eyes of Argus for, say, on the Kibib. I think we have a good enough defense.
Okay. So how many crypt? We have 10 in our crypt. So let's get a few 2 small bleeders, right?
We only actually need one. Robin Withers. Either we go dominate obfuscate or we could go dominate thaumaturgy.
We can let that one be until we have built rest of the deck and see which one is more efficient. Right?
I'd rather have the crypt done so I know the proportions.
Okay.
Okay. I feel like thaumaturgy is probably better.
Yeah.
Then we go Mossfair because he's an anti-tribute. So we can use maybe some clan cards.
Yes. And he's a cap 4 vampire.
Yes.
Yeah.
Inferior severity, inferior dominate,
like,
inferior thaumaturgy.
He looks like our friend as well.
Janine is better.
Yeah, she got all specs, that's true.
So put in Janine and we have 12 vampires like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see crypt.
It seems really nice, I think.
So what do we have as a crypt on?
It's 4 Paul Cordwood, which is like your ideal first minion.
You should probably take him, to explain his special, if people don't know that. It's really good.
Right, we can do that. Yeah. His special is that he can remove crypt cards, like the top crypt card of your crypt, from the game to either get 1 intercept or 1 stealth.
Yeah.
And this special is like really, really strong actually. And you might think that you'll need a bigger crypt than 12, but I've never seen anyone or myself draw the crypt out with Paul Cordwood.
No, I've never seen that.
I've done it when I played him like with Malgosata, I believe. That deck.
But we're not playing with Malgosata, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Should we finish the deck?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been talking for hours.
Alright. I normally, like, if now we should add some cards, yeah?
Yeah.
No, we have the action modifiers. Let's go.
Yeah, we have the action modifiers, so we should. So everybody has. No, let's do it.
I'd probably remove Perfect Clarity. I'd also remove the Elder Impersonation since we have only present work with Superior.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the time, Elder Impersonation will just be a self card that costs 1 blood.
Yeah. 5 seductions. Is that a lot?
They're quite easy to play, so I think you can have them in without any big detriment to the deck.
Yeah, but if you use seduction and stealth, isn't that like kind of an anti-combo? Because then nobody can block. You
use the seduction to get around dedicated blockers. So you have someone with bottle combo and you put seduction on that. Like wait with the other guy, play some transient cards on yourself.
Okay.
Because you are a low stealth deck. You only slight stealth, so we'll have a problem with a dedicated vampire that have
geared up
a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And as I said earlier, I'd like to redirect the stealth a bit. Remove maybe 1 veil and 2 cloak and add mirror walk and bonding.
Yeah, 5 bondings are in. I don't know if you want more than that.
Yeah, I normally play 8 or something.
Oh, you play a lot of bondings. I play 4 or 5.
But
at least we should add mirror walks. Remove 1 veil and 2 cloaks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Added 2 mirror walks now. Should we go to 7 mirror walks or 6 bondings?
7 mirror walks. Okay. I'd change Foreshadowing Destruction to Conditioning.
Yeah, me too.
I'll put on more conditioning as well.
It could go as far as 5 conditionings.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should make this like a 70 or 72 card deck.
Okay. Yeah, I was on top of my head. I would say it's like 75 because you have a lot of
seduction
as well.
Seduction is also it adds to the deck size.
Yeah.
But we'll see where we end up, and maybe we'll save the deck some more.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've done as you asked, Master.
Yes, reaction. We should make the reaction package to remove 2, maybe 3 Eyes of Argus, make them on the Kiviv, remove 2 telepathic misdirection and make them deflections, because we have a lesser focus on Auspex.
Yeah, but shouldn't we like have 1 or 2 my enemy's enemy?
I think the biggest benefit of having my enemy's enemy is that you have 2 different bounces. So when you're DI'd or bounced back, you can do it again.
Yeah.
But you can still do that with deflection.
Yeah, but I don't see any, like, why not to save some blood? And, like, when we have the option, why not have, like, only 4 telepathic misdirection 1, my enemy's enemy?
We remove 2 redirections as well.
Okay, add 1 my enemy's enemy. I agree with that. But as Adam said, I think the biggest benefit is you actually have 2 different kinds.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, you get the option of blocking a lot more, if you play my enemy's enemy.
Yeah.
Alright. I feel the reaction card package is really efficient and straight to the point now.
Yes. It seems like a standard package.
It seems a lot better to me now.
Yeah.
Add 3, maybe 4 Magic of the Smith.
Yeah, of course.
4, I'd say.
Yeah. Magic of the Smith should always go on Heart of Initiatives first, so you can start cycling your hand towards what you need, either defense, bleed, stealth, or whatever. And so that you can remove the other Magic of the Smith that you draw, that you can put them on the bottom.
Or draw them earlier, so you can get the monocle if you need it.
Yeah. Exactly.
It makes everything go so much faster.
You guys usually, like, play, I try to play, like, the same amount of Magic of the Smith as I play equipment.
That's same amount or more Magic.
Okay.
It depends. But at 1-to-1 is at least 1-to-1.
Yeah.
Could you add 7 Governor down the line?
Yeah, I think 12 is a good standard number.
Yeah. Of course.
It's a good place to start, at least.
Yeah.
And now it's 72 cards.
I'd like some European spells, and then
Dreams of the Sphinx.
Not strictly necessary, I don't think, because of Heart of the... Sorry.
You have Magic of the Smith.
For Heart of Initiatives. So you have the card cycling capabilities.
Yeah, but just... I mean, you want to be able to launch. One page.
You have no Heart of Initiatives for that. You get the perfect hand.
I think it's fine to have dreams in it, but I don't think it's needed, and it adds to the deck size.
Okay.
1 Pentex, 1 Misdirection, 1 Anarch Troublemaker, at least.
Yeah.
I don't think you need more than that, actually.
And we talked earlier about Spirit Summoning Chamber.
I don't like that card. I stopped using it in my decks, actually. I think it's better to just have 1 more Mirror Walk.
A 2 pool is a very big investment. And my biggest problem with it is the pool and the Master Phase action. The effect itself... I don't think that's such a big... It's like having a stealth card that costs 1 blood.
Yeah, it's really bad if you compare it to a stealth card that costs no blood.
Yeah.
That's not the issue for me, but I don't think that's a card for this deck. I'd rather put Dreams in than put Spirit Summoning Chamber.
Yeah.
But Spirit Summoning Chamber for Mirror Walk is nice. Or even for Magic of the Smith.
Okay, so the Coven.
The Coven should be added. I think that's good.
Jake is added.
James Blood is added.
I think Jake will be hard to play. The other monsters are so much stronger. Like, at least they have an immediate effect. Jake is like quite unsafe bet in a way. It's rush defense that you can use him for, but
you have 2 Secure Havens.
If you have Secure Haven, I'd play Jake as well. If you are that afraid of combat that you play 2 Secure Haven, probably good to have a Jake Washington as well.
Well, I think we need to make room for Life in the City.
Yeah, and we haven't talked about Monster of Shadows. Is that going to be necessary?
It's only Paul who can use it.
Yeah.
And it costs 3 blood. So
he can spell best of them anyway, so I would remove it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a good choice.
Yeah, I agree.
Infernal Pact is probably not as good anymore.
Yeah, the Crypt is so good with the Obfuscate as it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have nowhere to obfuscate.
So remove the Infernal Pact as well. And I'm not sure about Life in the City. I'd rather play 2 Covens, but
Yeah.
There's a danger in playing Covenant. It's not like 2 blood straight up. It's not quite as good as Life in City because you still give everyone else the Covenant. And also in a situation where Covenant is already in play, you can't play it for blood because then you're in contest and you can't use it. So
how many cards do we have in the deck right now?
74.
74. Yeah. If blood is going to be an issue, I could actually one Life in the City. I mean, it's just 1 blood, but it's 1. Yeah.
Well, it's really efficient use of most base actions. Life in the City. I like the card a lot.
We have to agree on something, so sure. Put a Life in the City in. I'd choose cover number 2 instead, but that's me.
Yeah, you can. I think the biggest drawback with having 2 Covenants is in the situation where there's already 1 in play, which is the case where I'm playing in a row. There's normally a Covenant play, like eventually. So Life in the City is stronger than if you're like in your playgroup, you don't have a lot of Covenants, then Life in the City is worse.
Yeah, Gothenburg is not like a room. It's not covering every single table all the time.
Weird.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we're done.
We decided on no dreams.
Are you angry?
No. You're saying that you could add it, of course.
Yeah. I think Magical Smith and Hard Initiatives is enough, actually.
So, the biggest problem, how should we play this deck? Are we done? How do we feel about this?
I think we're done enough, at least. Enough done. After this, it's play testing.
Yeah.
And we can't do that live. Not today.
Maybe future technology.
Yeah, I'm good with this.
Yep.
It feels like it ended up in a really standard way, but that's maybe that was like the point.
Yeah, that was the point with this exercise to show. That's why we chose this deck to like take a 90 card deck that has a lot of like silver bullets and like a strange things going on, like really corner case things that it's going to be good like that way, and then show it how we make standardized decks of like the same idea, taking out a lot of cards and then replenish with strong cards.
And it's also illustrate our the reasoning behind what is the standard deck, which might be like boring for some people.
Yeah.
But there's actually a really good reason why this is the standard playing with lots of governments, for instance, and having stealth and lots of balances, and I think this shows the reasoning of the most common cards in the game.
I'm good with this.
I'd love to get some input both from our viewers in the thread later on the Weekend forums, but also from Janne himself, if you'd want to comment on his thought about this change in his deck.
Yeah. Maybe
it's actually kind of big change.
Yeah.
We removed some 30 cards or something and added 15 different cards and changed 8 cards in his crypt, I think.
Yeah, took away all the Malkavians and so we might feel that the deck lost the soul or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. It would be, anyways, for good or bad, it would be great to hear our viewers' opinion and Janne's opinion about this version of the deck. And
of course, our performance. Do you like? Is this a good? What's it called?
Segment.
Yeah, is this a good segment of the show? Is it interesting to hear our reasoning behind building of decks? Of course. Next time we will probably try and make something a little stranger or a little bit more complicated or a different take on the same segment. Anywho, I think we're kind of done with the show.
Right. Thank you, guys.
Okay. So, yeah, I should tell you guys that next week we're going to have our Christmas special on Sunday the 18th, and that's going to be really fun. It will also be the last episode of this season. Then we will take a holiday break, and we're going to come back on the air on Tuesday the 10th of January with the first episode of season 2. But before that, we have our Christmas special, the 18th. And I should remind you, viewers, that last week Pascal challenged you guys to build a count your main deck. Base or advanced, doesn't matter, can use them both. Anyway, keep on sending your contributions, and we will announce the winner in a few weeks. Well, yeah, that was about it. So,
you have the holidays to prepare your count your main deck.
Yeah.
This is how you should celebrate Christmas.
Yeah. On Christmas Eve, the Swedish Christmas Eve is the 24th. We will be playing VTES, and we are talking about filming it and putting it out on the Interblag, and it will be really boring for you guys to watch, obviously, but it will be fun for us.
As everything else we do.
Yeah. Okay, so you have any last words, Adam?
No, thank you for watching. I'd really like the feedback on the deck clinic. Right.
Isaac?
Yeah, the same. I'd love feedback on the deck clinic. And thank you for watching. It was awesome this time, talking about mind deck. It felt good.
Yeah, of course. And if you guys want to send in your versions of Janne's deck, we could probably make that happen as well. Anywho, okay, that's it for this time. Thanks everyone for watching, and remember, if you have any thoughts, comments, or ideas, you can post them on our Facebook page, or send an email to the address below, causeampersandeffect@gmail.com. After the show, we will post a thread on the Weekend Forum, where you can continue the discussion. So, goodbye everyone, and have a nice week. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.